Hey, Dragon Slayers. So today's video is about the big fat lie about fat, part 5. 100 years ago, everyone cooked with animal fats like lard and beef tallow. At that time, heart attacks were unheard of in patients younger than 70. Obesity was very rare. Dr. Berry often asked patients in their 70s and 80s how many fat kids were in their first grade class. The answer is always either one or none. Now that we cook everything in vegetable and seed oils, and lard is a dirty word, childhood obesity is rampant, and heart attack and stroke are the leading causes of death. It's becoming all too common for people to have their first heart attack in their 40s or 50s. Go to the average first grade class these days and look at the kids who've never eaten anything cooked in lard. 40% of children are obese. You think there might be a connection there? Here's a hint. A researcher went back over all of Ansel Keys's research and found that sugar consumption was much more correlated to heart disease than fat consumption, which means that sugar consumption was much more likely to be the cause of heart disease than fat consumption. The relationship between sugar consumption and heart disease risk existed in all 22 countries, not just the 7 countries Dr. Keys included in his publication. If your doctor tells you that the key to losing weight is to eat less fat and to exercise more, get up, politely walk out of the room, and go find a new doctor. There is probably no hope for them. This one statement, perhaps more than any other a doctor can possibly make, tells you all you need to know about how current that doctor's knowledge is with their reading and how active they are in their thinking. Eating fat makes you fat is a statement of a lazy, unthinking doctor. It is not the statement of someone who has done work to stay current or to be able to give you correct medical advice. There are regular individuals who make YouTube videos with better nutrition advice than you can get in the average doctor's office. Doctors have ignored good diet and proper nutrition, both vital to health and long life, for too long. If your doctor doesn't give you real, useful diet and nutrition advice, then get it elsewhere. So you should do as Dr. Berry does. He includes plenty of fat in his diet. Sometimes he eats so much fat that it freaks out people who have lunch with him. He has found that eating fat to his heart's content helps keeps his waistline under control and his lab results within normal limits. His body seems to love fat. It runs much better on fat as a fuel. He puts grass-fed butter in his coffee and on almost everything else. Egg yolks are now his favorite part of the egg. When he was obese, he used to only eat the egg whites. Bacon is no longer a stranger on his plate. So, some other resources that you can look at. There's so much good information about how healthy, good fat consumption that Dr. Berry recommends 3 books. After reading these books, you will be as smart as any doctor when it comes to the health consequences of eating good fats. So, book number 1 is called Eat the Yolks by Liz Wolfe. It's an entertaining book that explains in plain words the somewhat complicated story of how fat and cholesterol became dirty words in modern medicine. Book 2 is called The Big Fat Surprise: Why Butter, Meat, and Cheese Belong in a Healthy Diet. It's an excellent book that's full of studies, citations, and common sense that destroy the myths that red meat, fat, and cholesterol are bad for humans in any way. Book 3 is Eat Fat, Get Thin. Why the Fat We Eat is Key to Sustained Weight Loss and Vibrant Health by Mark Hyman, one of the few doctors in the know. Dr. Hyman explains all the ways that eating fat is good for you. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. And remember, guys, that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.